Hello, everyone. I'm Glazer of the Snap Justice Podcast, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone. And I didn't want to do a second video today after doing a second video yesterday, but we have such big news, I have no choice. Yesterday, I released a video on how to optimize the new system that was supposed to be coming out today. Second Dinner has just announced that it will be coming out tomorrow. While we don't know why that is currently, it is reasonable to assume that the new card that they released is Jean Grey. She's a 3/3 with the ongoing that any card the first card each player plays must be played in her location, and she is bugged to all crap. Whether she's Enchantress, gets Clintard, turns into a Hulk, whatever, she still works. If she's played with a card like Goose, then your opponent can't play anywhere else if all they have is big cards. This card has a million bugs. I'm hoping that that is the cause of the delay, that they are waiting until tomorrow. We have more news. Before we get to that more news, I'm going to ask you quickly, if you don't mind, I'd appreciate a sub. Those of you watching this who are not subscribed, please hit that sub button. Every single weekday, we bring you 2 Marvel Snap decks before anyone else gets to them. We bring you all the best news, all the best content as much as we possibly can. Support us. We'll do our best to support you and help you reach infinite. In addition, every single month we do the biggest Marvel Snap giveaway in the entire game of season passes, so make sure that you're subscribed here so you don't miss out on that. All right, let's talk about the Spotlight Cash schedule. 7/11, LOL, 7/12 now. We will have Jean Grey, Knull, and Living Tribunal released just as their blog suggested. This is really nice. Living Tribunal is a newish card that was overshadowed by High Evolutionary, and Knull is a card that many want because it's central to discard strategies. However, Knull is also a card that was scheduled 2 months ago to go down to Series 3 in the scheduled series drops, and didn't. Those 2 cards with Jean Grey, if you already have Knull as a Series 4 card, are fine. Tribunal has some really cool things to do. I have a deck with him. I'll throw it in the description below on how you can play Tribunal. And Jean Grey, bugged or not, is an absolutely phenomenal card. I know that I personally am going to use Spotlight Caches to open her as soon as they're available. I've got them plenty hoarded. Again, if you're not sure on how to use that, please check yesterday's video. It's going to explain to you exactly how to go about opening those Spotlight Caches in the most optimized way. Next up, we have Echo. Echo is next week's card. It's a 1/2 that's ongoing. Is when your opponent plays a card here, it loses its ongoing. So as long as she's down, your opponents fundamentally can't play ongoings in that lane. This card comes with Iron Lad, one of the best Series 5 cards, a 4/6 that copies the basically card text of the top card of your deck, and Kang, a big bad, a 5/0 that basically rewinds the turn and takes everything both players did back and then disappears himself. Echo is a Series 5 card. You should be trying to open Series 5 cards in these caches. A lot of people really want Iron Lad. I know because Iron Lad's in a lot of the decks I post every day. And everyone goes, how do I replace Iron Lad? Well, what you do is you save your caches, assuming you have Knull and don't want Tribunal, or can get Jean Grey other ways, or that Jean Grey is bugged and so like she might be removed from the game. Who even knows? If you want Echo, you open for Echo and Iron Lad. Kang is the worst of the big bads. You don't want him. But Iron Lad goes in an absolute ton of decks and is one of the strongest cards in the game, bar absolute none. You think Echo's going to be good? I'm not sold, but she is good at the very least with Valkyrie, because ongoings are what ruin Valkyrie's day. Iron Lad and Echo is a great deal. 7/25 is Legion. This is the big week. It seems like they're throwing big things into the weeks where the cards are releasing into Series 4 to try and entice you to open caches and not just hoard those weeks. I will be buying Legion and hoarding. I have these cards, but if I didn't, that would be an extremely, extremely hard decision. Legion doesn't seem like he's going to be a good card. He's a 5/8 who, on reveal, turns every location to the location he's played at. High Evolutionary, everyone knows, it's one of the meta cards. It's a 4/4 that gives all of your non-ability cards a special ability, whether that be Hulk or Wasp. We're assuming that this card is in for some kind of a buff when the patch actually does come out, when this updates, but I'd assume they're not going to kill one of their big bags. It's too powerful of a card. And Darkhawk is one of the best cards in the game. Like Knull, though, it was supposed to go down to Series 3 2 months ago, and then they kind of sold it to people as part of a giant bundle for 3 times value last month, stirring up a lot of controversy. Um, Look, if you don't have High Evolutionary and Darkhawk, it's hard for me to argue that you shouldn't open this. But if you're only missing one, I'm not sure Legion is worth going out of your way to get. I'd wait for there to be one of these cards with another card you actually want. Finally, we have Mirage, a 2/2 that copies the lowest card in an opponent's hand and gives it +2 power. It's basically better cable most of the time. Mirage is a solid card. It's also, however, releasing into Series 4. It comes out with Thanos, again, a big bad. Again, a big bad. That can't emphasize that enough. The better big bads, High Evolutionary and Thanos, are coming out with Series 4 cards, which are the cards that I'm telling you should be doing your best to spend tokens on. That means I would probably wait for Series 4 cards you really, really want. Do you really want Mirage? I think she's going to be good. I don't think she's going to be a meta card. There's plenty of other really great two drops in the game. I'd probably be waiting for something like Jeff instead. Master Mold is a Series 4 card who should be dropping now. I assume he's not based on this. Master Mold is a solid card that has some solid Ronin decks, but is not exceptional. Again, unless you really, really badly want Mirage and don't have the tokens, and really also don't have Thanos, I don't urge you to open these. So let's go for my recommendations. I think 7-Eleven Jean Grey is worth opening, especially if you don't have Knull and want Tribunal. Next week, Iron Lad is 1,000% worth opening. I'm not as sure about Echo, so you're going to have to make a judgment call on Echo. If you don't have for 725 High Evolutionary and Darkhawk, that is the best 2 cards you can get to help your collection. High Evolutionary and Darkhawk both open up an absolute crap ton of decks all by themselves. I think this is the week if you don't have both, but if you have any one of these cards, I don't think it's worth it. And lastly, Mirage, Thanos, and Master Mold, I think that week is a skip. However, this is the first time they're fundamentally saying, hey, if you have the caches saved, if you're willing to try and get lucky, you can have big bets. You don't have to save. You don't have to save tokens. You don't have to buy tokens. All you have to do is open some Spotlight reserves. That's pretty cool. I don't know this, but I would assume the next week, and this is going to annoy the crap out of me because there's no chance I'm getting it. Galactus is the only big bad and one of 3 cards in the whole game, at least until tomorrow, that I don't own. Galactus is the only card I might even want. The others are Snowguard and Howard. I don't want them. I would assume that Galactus is in the Spotlight cache the next week, which will be the new season pass of Dakin. You buy Dakin for the season pass. He won't be in the Spotlight caches, which means that there will be ideally 3 other cards. I would assume one is Galactus, but I don't want to open that week because that's the week I'm planning to hoard to save to make sure that I can get the cards I want coming out next season. And next season makes this season's cards look bad. Jean Grey is going to be like a meta card, but I don't think anything else this season is really a meta card. Next season has what seems like several meta cards coming out, so I urge you to save unless, again, you don't have both High Evolutionary and Darkhawk, or want both Echo and Iron Lad, or Jean Grey and Knull. That is my logic. That's what I'm arguing you should do. Let me know in the comments what you plan to do. We have one more thing before we head out today, and I've got another video to record for tomorrow. We still don't know patch updates, so I'm going to release 2 decks tomorrow that I'm pretty sure won't be impacted by the patch. We're going to record Snap Judgments with both Nina is Noob and Super Tech God tomorrow. As soon as that patch, like literally as soon as that patch drops, we're recording to get it up for you first thing Thursday morning on the Marvel Snap Zone YouTube. So keep your eyes open for that. Nina's Noob is the best. Super Tech God is the chill person in the game. You're going to love that. But it's a busy content creation day, so let's keep it moving. Our friend, the wonderful Zombies Go Nom Nom, hey, Marvel Snap Zone bud, has posted the variants if you have Jean, Knull, and Tribunal. Remember, you'll get a premium variant. This is the Knull variant. There are several regular Knulls I think I like better. This one is pretty cool, but honestly, it feels more like Alucard to me of Castlevania than Knull. Check it out. Give it a good look. Cool. Next up, we have the Living Tribunal. This one is badass. You might notice Living Tribunal is on a lot of the Snap Judgments branding. I've got Living Tribunal. I opened him as a Series 5. Not against opening this. I'm not going to open extra if I open Jean, but this is the one that I'd actually want. And the Gene, lots of people want this. Lots of people like Archerm, even if all his women's faces and bodies look strangely similar. It is a gorgeous style, very similar to Greg Land if you read comics. And a lot of people are buying Gene just so that they can open this variant. Hey, live your best life. I'm all about maximizing card acquisition, but this one is not for me. I am almost certainly opening Gene. Honestly, as much as anything, the original Gene, not the variant, honestly, as much as anything, to see how the new system actually feels opening cards, to see how the luck goes, to see how I feel if I don't open it right away, to see how I feel if I do open it right away. It lets me be a better content creator for you guys, the viewers. Hopefully you found some value in today's video. Like and sub. I greatly appreciate all of your support. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow morning for a snap take where I will have 2 brand new decks for you. Peace.